Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel, and in today's video I will be telling you a story of when I caught my boyfriend cheating on me. And I caught him cheating on me with two girls, not just one. And this is one out of two times I caught him cheating. The first time I caught him with two girls, the second time I caught him with more than two. So it's crazy, it's insane. Like I still can't get over how it happened. I also feel like it was my karma at the same time. No, I didn't cheat, but at the end I'll tell you why I think it was my karma. But before we hop into this video, put this on pause, go get you a snack, go get you a drink, hot chocolate, coffee, tea, wine, whatever you need. Get cozy, get comfortable, because we're about to go and you're gonna see like the craziness that I went through and how stupid I was. Or not, I wouldn't say stupid, but stupid. And I'm gonna call my ex-boyfriend Stupid. That's gonna be his name, because that's what me and my friend call him. Actually, friends. I called him Stupid when this happened and after, and his name just stayed Stupid because he is stupid, literally, for what he did. Like, blows my mind. So anyways, y'all ready? Okay, good. So this was years ago. Like, I think I was like 23 when this happened. And so I noticed my boyfriend, let me correct this. So you guys kind of have like an outlook. I used to work in the mall, and my boyfriend at the time, Stupid's best friend, worked in the mall too. And we were pretty chill, we were cool, you know, like he'd come to my job, I'd give him a discount, I'd go to his job, he'd give me free stuff or a discount. Normally it was free. And he was pretty chill, we were cool. Whenever my boyfriend normally went out with his friends, I would be with him too, because they all had girlfriends, or it was like a group thing, so we were all always together. And if anything, like my boyfriend Stupid, he would be going to see his best friend. So like that's how me and his best friend got pretty cool and whatnot. And he's just pretty dope, and so was I. So like it was easy to get along and whatever. So one day he comes into my job. Well, I think he texted me. Yeah, he was like, "Hey, are you working?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna come through." I'm like, "All right, fine." So he comes and he's like, "I need to tell you something important." I'm like, "Okay, what's up?" And he was like, "All right." He's like, "You know how that party we all went to last week at our friend's house?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, remember how you left?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, Stupid invited somebody." And I'm like, "Okay." He was like, "A girl." I'm like, "Excuse me?" Like, he was like, "Yeah." He was like, it was actually my ex-coworker. And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Why of all people?" He's like, "Honestly, I have no freaking clue. I haven't brought it up to him." He's like, "But," he's like, "literally after you left," he's like, "she came through." Now, see, I was in the process of moving into Stupid's house, okay? Because I was having a living situation and I had to move. So it was like the week after his best friend told me like what happened is when I was supposed to be moving in. So like I have so much going through my head, and I'm like, fuck. Like, you're telling me this, and I have nowhere really to go at the time, because like I was relying on me staying at Stupid's house, because I had nowhere else to go, and it was just temporary until like I was able to find my place on my own. And I was like, damn, like I'm really stuck. And it at that time it was really difficult because I was in school and I had two jobs. So like my life, I couldn't just like abrupt my life and move to like Texas, to where my sister lives, where it would be so much easier for me, because also my dad lives here and he's the only parent I have. My mom passed away 10 years ago. So, you know, like, I'm all he has. I can't just abrupt my life. I mean, I can move him too, but like it would just be so much more. So whatever. So I was like, oh fuck, like, oh, like I was already thinking before he's finished telling me a story, like I'm like, already stressing out, right? And I was like, all right, I was like, what happened? Like, I'm gonna find out eventually, but I want to know what you saw, because clearly it's not like he just invited her and, like, you know, let her be. No, like, there has to be more, because you were like, I could see his face, you guys, and my blood was boiling. Like, I was already shaking, just shaking, and I didn't even know everything that happened yet. And I knew some shady shit was going on with him. Like, you know when you always have that, like, feeling? I had a little bit, and it's gonna make sense once I tell you, like, what happened. So, already, whatever, he was like, yeah, she came, like, half an hour after you left. And I had work that day, so, like, I worked both my jobs. So I didn't get to the party till, like, 10:30-ish. So I didn't get to the party until, like, 10:30-ish, right? And whatever, and I left around, like, I want to say, like, 1, almost 1, and whatever, and then she came after. And I was like, all right, so what happened? And he was like, he was slapping her ass, Jen. I was like, he was what? Slapping her ass. And it wasn't like a little accent or a little joke. He goes, no, Jen. Like, it was like continuous clap. I was like, I was really shaking now at this point. I was like, oh my God, I want to kill this boy. Oh my God. So, right, and he was like joking around with her, trying to put his arm around her, and I'm like, whoo, Lord Jesus, take the freaking wheel, because I'm killing this boy, killing him, right? And he was like, and it's so weird. He's like, because she has a man of like 2 years, a year or two or something like that. It was a good amount of time. And was I even with him for a year? I think I was with him for a year. But yeah, so he was like, that's the weird thing, is that she has a boyfriend. And I was like, He's like, but whatever. He was like, you know, he's like, I thought it was weird. He was like, because he was like, I went up to her and he was like, hey, what are you doing here? And she was like, oh, Stupid invited me. And he was like, what? She was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, okay. And he was like, so the friend that was hosting like the party, I'm actually friends with his girlfriend. And so Stupid's best friend was like, oh, he's like, you know, me and the girlfriend wanted to tell you, because, you know, like, we were talking about it after, and like, we didn't know how to, like, she didn't know how to tell you, because, like, you know, she doesn't see you like I do. At least I'm able to come see you and stuff like that. He's like, because we both work at the mall. So I was like, okay. I was fuming. He's like, I didn't see them hook up or anything, but, like, you know, I'm telling you because you're a good person, you know, you're a great girlfriend. I think you're the best thing that Stupid's ever had, and I don't think you deserve to be treated like that. And I was like, thank you, I appreciate that. Like, I know that means a lot for you to come tell me, and that's your best friend. Like, that's for you to tell on your best friend. Like, I'm like lost for words, because I'm like, if I was stuck in that position, like, what would I do? Because, like, I would try to talk my best friend out of it. Like, I'd be like, you know, you really want to do this? Like, you know, like, I really think you should just break up with them before you do this, like, you know, but, like, if you want to do the deed, but, like, I wouldn't encourage it, you know. I don't know how, if I could ever tell the other person, I would feel really guilty. So I can only imagine how hard it was for him to tell me, right? So he was like, please just do me a favor, don't tell him that I told you. I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm already thinking of how I'm gonna get this through, right? So I texted the girlfriend and I was like, hey, what's up? And I asked her all this, and she was like, yeah. She's like, you know, like, I'm sorry. I found out from my boyfriend that he, Stupid, had asked my boyfriend 2 days prior to the party if it was okay if she came. And he was like, yeah. Man, that pissed me off even more, okay? Because let's go back a week before to the party. Okay, so, like, relatively normally when my boyfriend has parties that, like, his friends hold, he's like, hey babe, do you want to go to this party tonight, or is it cool if I go, right? Like, I don't care if you go to parties, bars with your friends and that. I appreciate that you invite me, right? So it was always like, he'd always ask me if there was something going on. He would always ask me. And he, I don't know, he was just so weird about it, because he was like, I was at work at night and he didn't mention anything about the party until the day of, okay, the day of. And it was like around, I remember it was like 4 or 5 o'clock. I just got into my second job at the mall, and he was like, oh, hey babe, so-and-so is holding a party, I'm gonna go to it. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, what time are you going? And he was like, oh, at like 10. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, this is so weird, because literally he always is like, you know, like, even if I'm at work, he'll be like, oh, when you get out of work, do you want to come meet up with me at the party? I'm gonna be there. And that, but he didn't say anything. He was just like, I'm gonna be there. I'm like, okay. And like, I was just like, I felt weird, because like, I was like, I don't even know how to ask him, like, can I come? Because it's like, I never ever had to ask. So I was like, I'm already thinking at that time, like, something doesn't seem right. And I knew something was off. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just find out and see, like, myself before I, like, mention anything to him about going. Like, let me just see what it is. So I hit up the girlfriend and I was like, hey, I was like, I heard your boyfriend's having a party. I was like, is it cool if I come through? She's like, yeah, I thought you would be coming like you always do. And I was like, oh, okay, I just want to make sure it was cool. And that I was like, all right, so I'll just come through when I get out of work. She's like, yeah, definitely. Now, mind you, she had no idea that Stupid had asked her boyfriend already about the other girl to come. So she was clueless. He didn't tell her anything. But he's a liar and a cheater too, because he cheated on her. And you know what? She is way better off now. But that's a different story. Anyways, so I hit Stupid up and I was like, oh, babe, is it cool if I come to the party? And he was like, oh, yeah, I don't see why not. He was like, let me just make sure. I don't know. I was like, oh, no, you don't have to. I was like, I already asked his girlfriend. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, babe. His mood switched real quick to, like, you know, it went from, oh, I don't know, to, oh, yeah, okay, babe, yeah. And I'm like, you know when you just get that gut feeling, like you just feel it? I could feel it. I could feel it. I was like, something's definitely not right. So whatever. Got out of work, got to the party around like 10:30ish, maybe 11 the latest. And I was like, okay, like, you know, I had a few drinks, and I was staying at his house that weekend. So, because, you know, before I moved in, I would stay at his house on the weekends. So I was like, so when it was about time for me to leave, I was like, should I just go to my house and I'll just see you tomorrow? Or should I go to yours and just wait for you? Or are you going to go home with me? And he was like, no. He's like, babe, just go to my house. It's okay. I'll see you when I get there. Here's the keys to the house. Just open the door when I get home. I'm like, okay. So went home, right? Well, that's when the shenanigans happened. She came, all that stuff happened. So, as you can see why I was so upset is that I had to ask to go. And now I see why I had to ask, because homeboy asked for another girl to come. But my feeling was like, okay, I was already there for a few hours. Nothing happened. I'm just overthinking it. When I went home, this is what I was thinking. Now, when his best friend told me, I was like, okay, this makes perfect sense of why I had to ask and he didn't. Nothing. No, because he was trying to do his thing. And I'm like, my thing is like, how stupid are you that you're gonna do this, like, in front of your friends? Like, I mean, like, you're gonna cheat. And it's like, you're making me look dumb and stupid, like, oh, she doesn't know. But, like, I don't know, like, I guess he didn't think, like, that the girlfriend would want to tell me anything. And I sure as hell know he didn't think his best friend was gonna tell me. Like, nobody would have thought that. But, like, I don't know, like, I'm so grateful that I was told, you know? But, like, I was just shocked. So, okay, now let's go back to when his friend told me, right? after he left, I texted the girl and she told me, and she was like, she's like, I mean, nothing happened like where he like hooked up with her, went home. She was like, but like, yeah, he was like smacking her ass and grabbing it and grabbing her, and that they didn't kiss, but like they might as well have. And I was like, I mean, I kind of felt some kind of way because I was like, you know, like, it took you guys almost a week to tell me, and now you're telling me, but I'm still grateful. Like, this is what I was thinking to myself. I didn't say that because I didn't want to sound so unappreciative or anything. So I was just like, I'm pretty sure it was a hard decision to make, because it's like, damn, we gotta like turn on our friend, but we gotta help her out because like that's fucked up. So whatever. So I'm shaking at work, and my best friend was working with me, like we worked together. And I told her, I was like, yo, this mother effer, you're not gonna believe what the hell his best friend told me. And she was like, what? And I told her, and she was like, bitch, like, I know, I'm gonna fuck this boy up. Oh my god, I was so freaking heated. Like, I was like, shaking. I was so mad. So I was gonna see him that night, and I was like, oh babe, just making sure, like, you know, I was playing it cool, because you know you can't flip shit through the phone, because then they're gonna block you. And you know, like, I already knew, like, if I came at him sideways, like, I wouldn't get any response, I wouldn't get an answer. So I was like, I'm gonna play it smart. So whatever, I got to his house, and I was like, I forgot I made up a story, like a reason for me to go through his, not go through his phone, but like use his phone, because I just wanted to see if I could find anything. And I was like, babe, can I use your phone because of whatever? And he was like, yeah, sure, babe. Stupid. Right? So I'm looking, and he deleted the message because I don't see nothing. Right? Oh, by the way, his best friend told me the girl's name. So I waited to message her because I didn't want to message her and then her message him, so that he would already know that I know something. So I was waiting to message her. So, but okay, let's hope, just so you have that in your head for what I'm gonna say in like a few minutes. So whatever. So he had WhatsApp, and I was like, and I don't know why, but he has a female friend that he used to work with at his old job, and it's like his best friend. She's a really sweet girl. She's super innocent, like she's a virgin, put it that way. Right? She was like 22 and a virgin. And so like, you know, she's really sweet and stuff like that. And I'm looking, I don't know what triggered me to look, but something caught my eye where I was like, I just have a feeling just to check it. And I was like, let me just read it. And I was reading it, and I scrolled up, and I was just like, he was like, what do you want for Christmas? And she was like, nothing, you know, don't worry about getting me anything, you know, but what do you want? And he was like, I want you. And she was like, LOL, stupid, stop playing around, really, seriously, what do you want? And he was like, no, I'm serious, I'm dead ass. He said her name, like, I want you as my Christmas present. And she was, and like, I'm pretty sure she was just like, what the F? Like, you know, she was like, stop, because you have a girlfriend and you're my best friend. Da, da, da. He was like, please, I just want you. Like, homeboy was really like begging her on some shit. And I'm like, hold up. Okay, and mind you, it's February that this is happening. So this conversation was in December. And I was like, hold up, what? I'm just like, this boy, right? So I'm already, I'm like, I want to shake, but I was like, I can't let him know. I was like, I gotta keep searching his phone just to make sure. And he's not thinking anything of it. Okay, he has no clue of what's going on, what my motives are. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I had to ask the like best friend, like, did I ask him? No, I didn't ask him. No. So whatever. So I didn't see any conversations. Checked all the pictures, everything, all that. Couldn't find anything. So I was just like, of course I brought up, I was like, so babe, you wanted to ask, what can I name her? Like, she's just so minor in this. But, so that was girl number 2 that I say he cheated on me, because it's like, you were trying. So I count that as cheating. Like, you were trying. Like, God forbid she wasn't a good person, or maybe she was interested in you, you know, and she was just like, okay, and did something. That would have been the first girl you cheated on me with, and this other chick would have been the second one. Now, the whole slapping in the butt thing was not where it ended of the shit he did, okay? So I was like, I'll call her Katie. You told Katie, what's this that I found on your phone? You want Katie to be your Christmas present? And he was like, oh my God, it was just a joke. I was like, really? It doesn't look like a joke to me, because this looks like you're begging for her to be your Christmas present. I'm like, what the hell, dude? Like, I was so, he could see how mad I was. Like, he could really see how pissed I was. Because then I started shaking, because now everything is hitting me, and I'm just so mad. And he was like, it wasn't like that, I was playing around. I was like, no, you don't fucking play around like that. Like, I don't want to curse too much on this channel, but like, that's how heated in the moment I was. Like, I was just like, you don't effing play around like that. I was like, you don't do that like that. No, I was like, that's really messed up, so messed up. And I was like, you're disrespecting me. I was like, on top of that, I was like, you invited a chick to a party that I had to ask if I could go to. And he was like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh, your best friend's old coworker that you invited? Ooh, boy turned white like a friggin' ghost, okay? And he's Guyanese, all right? So, you know, Guyanese, they have pigment. They could be dark. And homeboy was dark, and I think he almost reached my color. I kid you not. He was shook that I even knew anything, okay? And he was like, I didn't. I was like, why are you gonna lie to me? I already spoke to her. Boys are so stupid. They believe anything. So if you can make it sound believable, go with it, ladies. Go with it, okay? So I sounded so confident. Like, I did not sound like I was lying. I was like, I spoke to her. Stop lying. Everything I'm telling you, anything I ask you, I already know the answer. So don't try me. Just be honest. And he was like, okay, she wanted to go. She asked me. I was like, no, she didn't. Stop lying. You invited her. He goes, no, she really wanted to. She was really asking, and I felt bad. So I was like, fine. I was like, no. This is not what happened. Stop. He was like, okay, I felt bad because she has no friends. I'm like, boy, I really, really, really must have stupid on my face. And I'm like, why did you have to invite her? I was like, why couldn't your best friend, if you felt so bad, why didn't you be like, hey, you know, blah, 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 feels, you know, left out because she got no friends. Maybe you should invite her because she's your friend to the party. I don't see why it's your job to invite her. And I was mad. I was like, how did you even like come about to even talking to her? Because you guys ain't even friends on Instagram. And he was like, oh, he's like, I have her number because when we went out to the bar last month, you know, she had a video or picture that she took of all of us guys, and we wanted it and whatever. So she sent it to us in a group chat or whatever. And here's the thing. So last month he went out with his friends, and that month was when I went to Texas for like a week, a little over a week probably. And that's when he went out with his friends, right? And I don't care. I'm not that girlfriend that's like, no, you can't go out unless I'm there or whatever. Like, I don't care. Go have fun, right? So whatever. And I was like, so you guys just started texting? Like, I find that weird and odd that you don't know this girl and all of a sudden she sends you a group picture or whatever the heck it is, and you had to start conversating with her. I don't understand why. Like, I get having female friends to an extent, but like, this is a whole new person, and it's like, I question it because it's just odd. Like, you don't really have female friends like that. I just knew it was odd off the bat. Like, if I would have seen it. And I was like, and I know something was wrong with that because you deleted the conversation you guys were texting, because I checked your messages and I don't see anything. So that means you're being sneaky. And he was like, I was like, because I don't see anything of you asking her to come through. So you were deleting messages, which means you're hiding something. Yeah. And I was mad. I already grabbed my keys, my bag. I was ready to dip. And he lives on the 3rd floor of like his, like, it's like apartments and like a house. So he lived on the 3rd apartment thing on top, and we were at the top of the stairs. And I was like, you really got the wrong one. Like, oh no, like, I don't deal with this. And mind you, I still have in my head, like, I really had to live here, like, temporarily starting next week. So like, I had to make him feel some kind of way. And like, so his back is towards the staircase and I'm facing like the stairs. So like, he was saying something and I was like, you really need to get out of my way. And he grabbed my arms. He's like, please don't hit me, because he was afraid I was going to start swinging. I really should have. And whatever, I was like, is there anything else you need to tell me? And I'm telling you because I know stuff, and I'm going to just hold it in and wait. And he was like, no, I swear. I was like, you sure? Remember, I'm asking you because I know stuff. He's like, no, I swear. Oh my God, babe, stop, blah, blah, blah. I went home, right? I hit up the girl and I was like, hey, I was like, you know, I'm Stupid's girlfriend, and I heard that he invited you the other day, and I was just wondering, like, how did this even come about? Like, you know, like, and I heard like he was slapping your butt and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, yeah, she was like, we met last month when I went out with, like, you know, all of Stupid's best friends, and, you know, and he was there, and I sent him a picture, and we were just talking, and I was like, who messaged who though first? Like, you know, I'm just trying to understand. I'm not saying like you did anything wrong, because I don't know like what the situation was, and I can't attack her because he knows he has a girlfriend and he knows he did wrong. But if she knows that he has a girlfriend and she's like letting this stuff go on, it's like, you know? So I had to see. Now, she didn't seem surprised that like he had a girlfriend. So it kind of made me feel like she knew. So she was like, yeah, she's like, I was like, have you guys ever hung out besides that time that you guys went to the bar and the party that he invited you to? And she was like, yeah. She was like, we went out to Buffalo Wild Wings last month. And I was like, when? And she was like, she told me the date, and I was like, what time was that? And she was like, at this time. I was like, interesting. I was like, wait a second. Don't you have a man? She was like, yeah. I was like, so he's okay with you going out to lunch and going to a party with some other guy? And she was like, well, I don't have to tell him. I was like, oh, okay, so it's one of those. I was like, who? I was like, did you guys split the bill? I was like, or did he pay? She goes, no, he paid for everything. I was like, oh, okay, all right. So this is what it is. So you're telling me your man would be okay if he knew that you went out to lunch with some dude, he paid, he invited you to a party that you went to, he was slapping your butt and all over you? And she was like, oh, I was just joking around, like he didn't really mean anything when he did that. Bet. And I was like, about the party though, like, how did that come about? Like, she was like, oh, he asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, sure, why not? I was like, oh, you didn't ask to go? She was like, no, he asked, and I was just like, sure, because he asked. So whatever. So finish that conversation. I got petty. Remember, I've grown from this now, guys. I've grown, okay, but I was petty, and I screenshot the conversation. I messaged her boyfriend, and I was like, hey, I was like, I just found out that your girlfriend went out to lunch with my boyfriend. He paid for their lunch. He invited her to a party. He was smacking her butt and was all over her. I mean, there was multiple witnesses because they told me, because I had left the party and I didn't know about them going out to lunch. I was like, I don't know if you care. She told me that she doesn't have to tell you stuff like this. But, you know, I'm pretty sure, like, she wouldn't appreciate if it's the other way around. I don't appreciate this. So, you know, like, I'm just giving you this information. Do what you want. You know, like, I just find it very disrespectful. He didn't respond to me. I was left on red, but I did find out that they broke up. Do I feel bad? Kind of, but kind of not, because, like, it's kind of like my ex's best friend coming to tell me, like, what happened, like, you know. So, and I sent him the screenshot so that he could see, like, she confirmed that he was smacking her butt, paid for lunch, took her out, invited her, blah blah blah, right? Okay, so I gave the facts. Like, I'm not gonna tell somebody something and not show facts, okay? Because everyone needs the facts. Like, anybody could say anything, but when you show the proof, it's like, okay. So whatever. So now I am like, oh my god, like, I'm really about to kill this boy. Like, I'm really gonna kill him. Seriously gonna kill him. So did I message him? Yeah, I texted him because I was like, you know what, F it. I don't even want to see this boy because I'm gonna punch him dead in his face. Dead in his face. I was so mad, right? And I was like, I just found out that you went out to lunch with her and you paid. He's like, no, that's a lie. I was like, she told me. And you know what's so freaking funny? I was like, you know what's so funny, stupid? Is that the day and time that she told me you guys went, you told me that you were at work. I was like, and I was in Texas. And you went on a whole date with her. I was like, and then you continued to talk to her. You were the one that preceded this conversation. You were the one that started it. She wouldn't have hit you up if you did not initiate any conversation. And I was like, no, like, we were arguing, we were back and forth, and I was just so freaking mad. Like, oh my god. I never want to kill him, but mind you, I had my situation. So you know what? He was like, I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. I'm so sorry. I love you. I never want to lose you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? Like, I was like, you have to let me go through your phone. And, you know, he was like, yeah, you could go through my phone whenever you want. You can have all my passwords. I'll do anything, da-da-da-da. So, you know, we left it at that. Moved in and whatever. And, yeah. I mean, obviously it got worse months later, but the next story will be that. But I'm going to tell you now why I say it was my karma. So, me getting into this relationship, prior to this relationship, I was in a relationship before him. And that relationship, it wasn't like anything bad, but like, there is no physical attention. Like, that boyfriend didn't give me any affection or anything, and I felt just some kind of way, like, you know, like, I was like, dang, like, I'm not getting any affection at all. Like, it was like we were friends, not even like best friends or that. Like, we were like barely like acquaintances that were like, hey, came over, a peck, not even like full lips, like just like, hey babe type of thing, right? So we ended it because of that, you know. And I was like, you know what, like, I knew the kind of person that stupid was, and he kind of like would slide into my DMs sometimes, and I really didn't pay any mind to him. But he's also a friend hopper, and I say that because my best friend, not the one that I worked with at the mall, but my other best friend, she like kind of dated him ish, dated ish for like a week, and she had to end things for personal reasons. And then he went on to our other best friend in our group, and she was like, I don't like him, I'm not attracted to him, I don't feel anything. And he tried so hard. So like with my one best friend, before she dumped him or stopped talking, whatever, he was trying to buy her stuff. And then with this one, he was buying her stuff. He bought her like a teddy bear. He was trying to give her things. He was trying to take her out to dinner all the time, this and that. Like, he was just trying to shower her with stuff. And she was just like, nah, like, she really wasn't with it. So I was like, you know what? He be sliding my DMs. He's dumb. I'm gonna use him. I am not proud of this moment, okay? I was just like, I was kind of being like a savage, you know? I was in my savage moment. I was like, I don't care, like, let me see. And I manipulated it to the point where I got him to buy me a cell phone. He paid for my phone. I offered, though, to pay for my plan and stuff. And he was like, no, I got it. He always flaunted that he made a lot of money because he was a manager at, or supervisor, whatever, at Walgreens. And if you're from my hometown, you guys probably already know who I'm talking about. So, anyways, yeah, so I manipulated him to get me a cell phone, because girl needed a phone. She was, at that time when we first met, I was only working one job, and he's the reason why I got 2 jobs. But whatever. So my intentions in getting into a relationship were not the best. You know, I was just using him to buy me stuff because he wanted to buy everybody else stuff. Well, hey, come this way, boo. I mean, it did kick me in the ass. Clearly, I feel like that's why it was my karma. But the reason why he got me to work 2 jobs is because eventually into our relationship, I want to say like maybe 4 months in, and this is important to know for the next story because it does roll into that as well. He was like, oh, he's like, you never take me out, you don't buy me any gifts, complaining like a female would. And I'm like, what? I was like, I told you from when we got in this relationship, like, I made enough money to pay for my rent, pay for like food, necessities, and I'm going to school, so I need to concentrate. Like, I can't focus if I have 2 jobs. I'm never gonna have time to study, do my homework, whatever. So whatever, I got a second job, which was the mall job, and I messed up at school. But you know what? I feel like the cheating was where I kind of got my karma for using somebody. Because it honestly didn't hurt me that he cheated. I was just like, fuck. I was like, I wasn't even really attracted to him. I really not. Like, I was literally just using him because I was just like, I don't really need to be in a relationship. So, like, this doesn't bother me. I was young and dumb, guys. Okay, that was just my mentality. Like, I didn't care. And yeah, so it just hurt me that, like, I was like, dang, like, he cheated on me with somebody who was nothing near how I am. Like, he downgraded when he cheated. So I was like, wow. And I don't know what happened on that lunch date, so I only knew what happened at the party. So who knows, right? So whatever. That concludes the story to this. Alright, sorry guys, I'm in my car. I wanted to just record in the car because my boyfriend is home, obviously. So he's playing video games. I don't want to interrupt him. It's not the same. I feel like it's more personal and easier for me to talk in here. So I figured, why not, for a story time, no big deal. But yeah, so that was my story of the first time I caught my boyfriend cheating on me. You guys let me know if you've ever had a similar situation, if you think that the girl best friend that, like, he said he wanted her to be your Christmas present, would you consider that cheating? Because I find that to be cheating. Do you think that this was cheating at all? Like, I feel like that's very disrespectful and cheating in my eyes. Some people may see it otherwise, like, oh, well, he really didn't do anything more than that, so that was harmless. Like, I've heard people tell me that, and I'm like, okay, no, we're different. We are not the same. But yeah, but also, guys, like, never tolerate that. Like, if you're in a situation like that and you feel like you've been violated, like, I was dumb to put up with it, and it was wrong of me for the intentions that I was in the relationship as well. But if you were being, you know, disrespected in that way, do not ever put up with that. Like, you do not deserve that. There's no way, like, you know what, like, it's just wrong. It's not right. You don't deserve, like, you just don't deserve it. Nobody deserves to be cheated on, disrespected. Like, if they're hiding something, it's because there's something more to it. So, you know, and if you're the one doing it too, like, you're hurting the other person in the long run. Like, if you don't want to be committed to that person, you really should just break up with them. It's not right, you know, like, it's only gonna hurt them later. I don't care if you're saying like, oh, we're getting to that point. No, wait till you get to that point and then end it and then do your deed. Okay, like, it's not right, it's wrong, it's really painful, and you're just causing yourself a headache. Because when they do find out, because guess what, eventually they do, because they get cocky and they think they're good, but they get sloppy eventually because they get so confident, they mess up, they slip up, y'all, they slip up. Okay, so on that note, please be safe, guys. Hopefully we're out of quarantine. I'm still nervous though, because they said, I think they said May 15th is when they're gonna lift like the quarantine thing lift, and I think I'd still even wait a month after that, because I feel like we're still not 100%. We won't be 100%, and it's just be protected. This is just my opinion of how I'm gonna go about it. But please be safe. Make sure to always wash your hands. If you can, please stay home as much as possible. Wear a mask. Always, 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 always wash your hands. Don't touch your face, especially when you're going out. And yeah, on that note, thank you for watching. If you stayed to the end, thank you so much. If you like this video and you want to hear more story times, please give this a thumbs up. And make sure you subscribe. I mean, come on. I'm going to be posting more story times. A lot of story times, and I do try on hauls and other stuff. Any suggestions, please let me know. Thank you again. Bye, guys.